This video provides information on the compelling business case behind the development of Grid for Architects. There is a large market potential for Grid for Architects, with over 250,000 architects currently using 3D CAD. The primary market is large architects' offices who are already using 3D rendering, but can achieve substantial cost savings through use of the service. They will avoid the expense of installing and maintaining expensive hardware and software resources, and be guaranteed enough processing power to meet peak demands. Smaller architects' offices will also be able to use Grid for Architects to compete in calls to tender for the first time. The analysis of the market for Grid for Architects identified 4 potential competitors. First, vendors of modelling or rendering software could turn their products into services, but they are expected to stay focused on the development of their products. The second group of potential competitors are grid and cloud service providers, such as Sun, HP and Oracle, who provide on-demand access to hardware resources. Grid for Architects differentiates itself from these providers by providing a product specifically tailored to the needs of architects. The third group of competitors are application hosting providers, such as Colt Telecom, who maintain and monitor computing resources for customers. Resources are the main cost in 3D rendering, but it is more likely that the application hosting providers will provide resources for other competitors rather than compete directly. Last but not least, direct competitors were investigated. Although no other company has the same offer in real-time rendering, there is direct competition for still image rendering. However, these companies mainly target the movie industry and do not offer service level and quality of service agreements. These agreements are important to architects who need to make sure their designs are rendered within tight deadlines. CETIC are the partner hosting and promoting the Grid for Architects service. They are a research centre in Belgium who provide technology and methodology transfer to industry. CETIC will support Grid for Architects via 2 offerings. The first is providing access to the portal. The second is that architects' offices with large investments in hardware resources may choose to share their resources with CETIC in order to obtain a cost reduction. These offerings will directly target the niche market for urgent rendering of still images and animations during calls to tender. CETIC will provide both hardware resources and software licenses, saving architects from worrying about these details. CETIC will host the cluster resources and purchase the licenses for the rendering engines. 2 offers will be available. The first one is the so-called premium offer, where customers use CETIC resources exclusively. They do not need to maintain their own high-performance hardware resources. The second offer is the so-called mutualised offer, where architects' offices can share their resources amongst others to reduce costs. This offer targets architects' offices that have already invested in expensive hardware resources, but can use Grid for Architects to maximise the usage of their resources and at the same time have access to an easy-to-use GUI and extra resources to cope with peak demand. Thank you for listening. For further information, please visit the Gridipedia website.